Good morning, everyone. It's Rifgal. We're playing some more Pathfinder Adventures, Rise of the Rune Lords. This is the card game. So, after the last couple, I was enjoying this enough that I went and picked up the DLC, not realizing that when you buy the DLC, it gives you a bunch of other random stuff. So, we've got... I didn't realize that these, they have different equipment sets, and I didn't realize that they weren't just cosmetic. So I flipped through those. I didn't really like them for Harsk, Sela, and Ezran, but I really liked it for Lem. Equipment, this gives him an armor slot, and it takes his dexterity up to a D10. So that's going to make his attacks way better. The other change you might notice here, we now have cool shiny dice, glowy dice, and fiery dice, and stone dice, because I got a bunch of random dice with it, so why not? And then the other thing was it did give some extra cards, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically everything that you thought you knew, we've changed up. Partially this is because of some of the stuff we found and just to make things more well-rounded. Partially that's because of the switches to like what they had available, or what equipment slots they had available in that one case. And then part of it was just because we got a bunch of new cards when we did that those bonuses. So, actually I was gonna switch. No, we're good. So yeah, we've got a bunch of new stuff. That's why. I am very much enjoying this, to the point where I wanted to get the DLC. I picked up, we're eventually going to go back through. I'm kind of tempted to try and add him in, but I'm going to wait a little longer because I didn't want to just keep adding people. And I don't really have a good person to switch out. I guess maybe Harsk I could switch out for him. Or maybe, yeah, because we only have the one melee character. Either way, we'll figure it out. Basically, my plan will be to go at some point, because he's required for this scenario. I will go back with him at some point to level up, or maybe we'll just try this with a completely fresh party. We can always still switch equipment in. But yeah, we'll see where we're at. I don't mind playing this off. I have been playing this off camera randomly, kind of like building up a side party, just because I want to play it more, and I can't always record. So yeah, but that is not where we are. We are at the Skinsaw Murders, which is an Undead Uprising. This is why we switched our crossbow around to that Deathbane crossbow for Lem, because that's going to make him really good. And I'm feeling pretty good about our chances with this one. I don't know what the villain's going to be. When I play offline, I'm not going ahead, so you'll notice that I'm only going back to existing ones to try and catch up other characters, so that if we wanted to switch them out, we could. So far I don't like most of the characters I've tried, though. Honestly. I tried a couple other ones, and I like the ones that I picked right off the bat. I like the way their mechanics interact. So yeah. Let's start the Undead Uprising. Good to have you back. Sheriff Hemlock has been looking for you. First, let me thank you for all you've done for Sandpoint. It's unfortunate you've proven yourself so capable, because we've a problem I think you can help you with. But simply, we have a murderer in our midst, one who I fear has only begun their work. Last night, the murderer struck at the sawmill. There are 2 victims, and they're in pretty gruesome shape. I've got all my men stationed up now, but the thing that bothers me isn't the 2 dead bodies. It's the fact that this is the second set of murders we've had in a few days. Well, you've come to the right halfling, Sheriff. I'll begin investigating without delay, and I'll send word to the Pathfinder Society. They may have resources that can help. I come to you for help in this matter. My men are good, but they're also green. They were barely able to handle themselves against the goblins, and what we're facing now is worse than goblins. I need the help, but I'm afraid you'll need the help too. This particular murderer knows one of you as well. My friendships are bountiful. Maybe only a few have taken capacity, or have the capacity to take the life of another. There was a note pinned to the sleeve of the latest victim. Arsk, I do as you command, master. As I command? What insanity is this? I think the note was left to throw suspicion on you. I'm keeping the word of this note quiet for now. There are a few leads you might look into. Check the mill. There's conmen in town from Galduria that were murdered in an abandoned barn. Okay. Raced survived, but he has gone insane. And there's a 7-pointed star. Okay. Rodent Quink is an expert on runes. I can find out what he knows while you look into the rest. Okay. So we've got a lot going on here. When you defeat the henchman zombie minion from a location deck, it is shuffled into a random open location. Okay. All damage dealt is poison damage. 2 encounters. Before you act, each character must defeat a zombie minion. So we really want to just get him once. Because otherwise all of those zombie minions are going to get spread out. And then whenever you attempt a check to defeat him, after you roll a d6, and if you roll a 1 or 2... Oh, okay. So if you roll a 1 or 2 on that check, then we're in trouble. Okay. We've got Pidget Turgleson, who's a were-rat. We have Dr. Habe. Same location deck. Encounter it, then shuffle him into the deck. There are no Banes. He's defeated. So you have to basically burn through the whole deck to get to him. Graced Sevilla. Okay. He's immune to mental. 12. And you may immediately attempt to close. Yep. And then a couple zombie minions, which we can hopefully get. The ideal situation here is going to be getting the zombie minions actually early, because we can theoretically get them at a second location then instead of one of those more powerful minions. Okay, so the sanatorium. We've got some monsters, some spells. That's a wisdom or perception check. I think we go here. Unless there's another arcane area. Spells are good for him. Whenever you defeat a monster with an undead, there's a chance it survives. Wisdom or divine. So we'll go ahead and start off these 2 here. We should be able to burn through pretty quick. And then I guess we'll just have him start on the old light. Intelligence or knowledge check. Actually, we may want to switch him over here first. Recharge a card. Yeah, we'll have him do this. That'll work. And given the undead, I didn't actually pay attention if the boss was undead. We'll go ahead and do this. With 4 people, the first 2 get an extra turn. So this is going to help us maximize damage by having those 2 with their really good crossbows. Survival check against the toad. Okay. We will discard to explore. Blessing. Sure. We'll just try to get it. Did not succeed. That's okay. Doesn't hurt us. Favor of Abadar. Potion of Energy Resistance, 50-50. Good enough. And we will check the top part of the deck. Longsword. Okay. So for Lem, start off against Graced. Okay. He said you would visit me. His lordship, the one that unmade me, said so. He has a place for you, a precious place. I'm so jealous. So he is not undead. For better or worse. Guess we do improved aid, blessing of Pharasma just to knock this out in one go. Recharge. And close location. Let's do this. Lucky roll on that first one. She's now going to move. What do you think? There's another one that was wisdom. Yeah, we'll start over here. Or start on the sanatorium with her. Goblin Commando is going to start off by doing damage, but we should be able to recharge. Yep. Now, unfortunately, she doesn't have any of her weapons in hand, but we can recharge Hoog, the Goblin Cleric, and discard the top card of our deck. We get 2 dice. And then we can also pull this heavy crossbow. Hey, that's really cool. So this is the first time I've had different dice assigned to different characters. And when you're donating dice to another player, it's pulling the dice over. That's a neat way to do that. I don't think we actually, like, part of me wants to play one more so we can dig a little more. But part of me wants to just call it because she doesn't have any weapons. We'll go one more. That was a choice. Recharge that potion, and then we'll call it good. Part of the reason we want to keep doing that is so that we can dig deeper so that she can get those weapons. Because once she has that in hand, we're good. So next card is going to be a zombie minion. So there's not really a reason to move another character over here. Faceless Stalker. Before you act, succeed at a wisdom check. Or the difficulty is increased. That's fine. I'm not worried about it increasing by 2. Because we are going to use Fiery Bolt. Which does that. We get an extra d6 to checks that have fire. This one does 3d6 base, and we have a d12 base for arcane. And then we will attempt to recharge. We definitely want to recharge this one if we can. It's one of our best spells. Expanded spellbook won't actually help us to dig deeper here, but we can always do it to at least pull another spell or another card into our hand. Guess that's what. Guess that's all we've got. Okay. Fortunately, that's all he's gonna get to do. This time we're going to... I'm gonna scout ahead to the bottom, do reconnaissance. Just because that kind of gives us an idea of what else we have to deal with. So we know that that barrier is at the bottom. Nothing worth trading there. And we're gonna go ahead and move him. We know that what that one is. I guess we could have him move over here and start helping dig through this. That seems reasonable. Spectre. Deathbane crossbow. It's going to do a lot of damage. This is undead. Blessing of Pharasma. Goblin warrior. Not undead, but still, we can still poke holes in him. And then we're gonna throw an orb of ice on, just to make sure. Draw again. I really don't care about that weapon, so we'll just let it go. And then at end of turn, we should get a chance to recharge this. Yep. Okay. Squat stone building that serves as the sanatorium has 3 floors under a stout stone flagged roof and is built in the lee of a limestone encampment known as the Ashen Rye. A brisk sense of cleanliness fills the place. The floors are scrubbed, the walls are freshly painted white. A somewhat sour smell of burning incense abounds. A scent that Habe has found soothes most deviant minds. There's an eerie quiet, and it becomes clear that all of the sanatorium's patients are gone. Ugh. Okay. Start of your turn, attempt a wisdom check. If you succeed, draw a card from your discard pile to your hand. Oh, okay, that's neat. So I'm actually going to take a bit of a risk with this, maybe. I really want this, so we're gonna do this. And the reason we're doing that is because... Oh, we didn't get to pick it. Okay. We knew the zombie minions on top. Not sure why I did that. We still don't have any... Okay. Yeah. Whoops. We're going to... recharge those boots of Elvenkind, I guess? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, D4. And then we're going to recharge Poog, add to it as a base, and then we're going to have her discard off the top. That's one of her Warhammers, of course. And then we're going to roll it. I think we're good. We should be able to close this one at least. Yep. It's gonna get shuffled into a... Oh, we at least know which deck it is. Good. We can close the location. Wisdom check. Can we use perception? Sure. On closing, you may shuffle random cards from your discard pile to your deck. Oh, okay. Sure. 3. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. As long as it's not our golden armor, I'm happy. Yep. And that means I was gonna cure at end of turn anyway, so that works out. And we got the Golden Judge's breastplate. Perfect. The sneak. Ability level is increased. Either succeeded a wisdom check or discard a card. And we have Lem here. Auto succeed from the Eyes of the Eagle. Acid Arrow. And we'll have Lem Bardic Performance. Recharge 1 will be... Let's see, that's reveal, that's discard, so we'll shuffle that back in. Recharge Acid Arrow. Incanter is actually one of the new ones we got. You can recharge to add a d6 to an arcane check or discard to explore. Pretty good, well-rounded card. We're gonna go one more here. That's unfortunate. What happens if you fail it? Just shuffles back in. Probably could have checked this first, but oh well. Village House. Let's keep going. Zombie Minion, Flaming Shortbow. Recharge to add 1. I don't think we need that necessarily. That should do. So that's going to get shuffled back in somewhere. And then we can close this area. You have to banish a card, which I don't like. I guess we'll banish the Thieves' Tools. The other stuff is more unique. We have extra Thieves' Tools. And we don't have to deal with Skeleton Horde, which is worth it. Okay. Start with turn actions. We don't need to switch out his blessings. Let's draw a card. It's fine. Pay for Pharasma. Draw a card. Nice. I think we'll just go for it. Zombie minion moves over. This is what I was talking about. I don't think there was a zombie minion in that deck, and now there is. So it ended up helping us, because that means that we theoretically have one less thing to deal with here. One less of the actual named henchmen. Sure. She's pretty good at wisdom checks. This is just Blessings of Yomade. That was probably a mistake, actually. Let's just do a cure. Get our 3 cards back. Recharge. 50-50 shot. And we are kind of cruising through this one. We still have to go through the water wheel. We'll have her go over to the general store. Just pull one. Top deck? Seriously? Okay. Recharge a card. Toss aid. And then she can pull a card off the top of her deck. Recharge aid. We've got our holy symbol. And we can actually use our evangelist. This is actually another one of the new ones. So reveal to add 1 to your check. So literally every time Lem does anything. This is making him really efficient here. Once he actually gets some of this stuff set up. Oh crap. I guess we're getting rid of that blessing. Was not paying attention to what the requirement was. See if the boss is here. Nope, must be in the last one. We get to get a random item. We get a free explore, so sure. And there's our Warhammer finally. A little late, but that's okay. Let's go to the mill. We'll end it here, hopefully. Everybody gets a skeleton. Oh, at an open location. Okay, I've been trying to figure out why it wasn't always. I'm actually just gonna discard invisibility, and we're gonna bypass it. We get to look at the top card and potentially pull one. Discard to explore. Zombie minion. This is gonna knock out everything but the boss. We'll recharge our acid arrow. And that leaves us just ready to finish this off, I think. Well, maybe not. Sure. Let's try. Yes, we had to dump some blessings. Yes, it was probably worth it. We'll double check expanded. Oh, I already knew that. So yeah, we know what the last card here is. We've got 17 left on our clock, so I'm actually gonna just refill my hand. We're gonna scout ahead. I forgot what it is. Before you act, each character at this location. Okay. So I'm kind of... Maybe this is me being cocky, but part of me kind of wants to just move people to that location and just... Because I don't really mind fighting a bunch of zombies. That sounds kind of fun, actually. No, we're good here, though. We're gonna have Lem take the lead. Human Necromancer, okay. So he is not an undead. It's a distinct pleasure to meet your lordship. Now kindly stop murdering the citizens of Sandpoint. You do-gooders sure do know how to ruin a good thing. Having a few loose zombies does not make me a murderer. If you insist on fighting me, I can also use fodder for my experiments in death. He'll go first. Go over here. Get the, let's see, Force Bolt is the better one. We will recharge. Wasn't thinking about that either. We don't have a lot of slashing trait, so it's less of a problem. We'll continue without using powers. And then Lem, pull out his crossbow, have his evangelist at his side. We have 2 checks we have to do against the necromancer. So we're going to start off with our renewable stuff. Oh, he's not at an alternate location. I screwed this up, actually. This is recharge to get an extra d6. Okay, let's check our other options, actually. We haven't used this much, but we can technically do it. Nope, that's worse. Awesome. Now we have a d6 to roll. As long as we don't roll a 1 or 2, we're good. I surrender. I am no dark crusader. I only wish to carry on my work in peace. But one of Dr. Habe's patients got loose and set my zombies on the town. I know nothing of any murders. I may be inclined to believe you. What became of Grace? That man was halfway to death when he arrived at the sanatorium. He kept ranting about his lordship, too. Habe left him to me. I could have saved everyone a lot of trouble. Okay. Neat. That went well. I am digging our setup. Like our characters. We get a new power upgrade. Nice. Arsk. 24 plus 2. Honestly, that's pretty solid. Oh, yeah. We're not to it yet. Like, part of me wants to go through this, or go for hand size, just because his hand size isn't great. I mean, it's good, but it's not great. And because he has a lot of abilities that let him recharge, so he has to sit there and cycle through quickly. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So we're going to go hand size for him. I mean, if the options are heavy armor or bardic performance, I think we just go bardic performance. Kind of tempted to go hand size with her as well, but I'm also tempted to grab this, which means we can't accidentally discard spell or cure spell either. We definitely don't want to upgrade his hand size because he burns through stuff real quick. So I guess we'll just go improved recovery. Carry this card to draw a spell. Okay, he lost his thieves' tools, so I'm gonna actually pull those over here. Actually, no. I think we're gonna... Yeah, we've got potions. Let's stop just selling them and use them. I stand corrected. We have a wand of force missile. We're using it. She still needs another blessing. I know we have a bunch of unclaimed stuff, but I don't want to pull all of the stuff from this. Sure. So I actually kind of like the toad, so I may keep that around. Probably okay to get rid of guide. We already have a set of that. I just made a comment about using potions, but we're gonna go do that anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's where we're at. Okay. And that's gonna do it for this one. Hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one. We'll catch you next time.